Friends, welcome back to the third and last episode of the series Mental Health and Fitness, a Philosophical Journey. Today's episode is about existential fitness, what happens when existentialism and fitness make a baby, and what does all of this actually mean. Let's dive in. To better understand existentialism as a philosophy and connect it to fitness, let's talk about three main points that will help us decipher this philosophy and its connection to fitness. The first point is a quote by Jean-Paul Sartre, and it says, "Existence precedes essence," which means you are not born with a fixed purpose, with a telos, like Aristotle says. There's no predestined purpose to you when you're born. You are born, and then after that, by the choices and acts and the decisions that you make, you create a purpose for yourself. For example, you're not meant to be strong, wise, or disciplined. You become these things by action, by doing the effort, by doing it rep by rep, to use fitness analogies here. Point 2 is radical freedom and responsibility. The existentialists emphasize on the importance of freedom and responsibility. You are completely free to make your decisions, and therefore you are responsible for the outcome. There's no fate, no divine plan, no one to blame. If you decide to skip the gym, it's on you. If you decide to go to the gym, for example, it's on you. Either way, the ball is in your court. Point 3 is confronting the absurd. Life has no inherent meaning, and yet we crave it. This tension that is created between the truth that there's no inherent meaning to life and our constant need for purpose is the absurd. And by choosing our own purpose, regardless, we do this heroic move of confronting the absurd. For example, when you lift and when you take care of your body and your aesthetics and how you look and how strong you are, knowing that one day you're gonna die and lose everything, and yet keep on doing these things, this is the rebellion. This is how you confront and you make your own choices, and this is what it means to confronting the absurd. In the myth of Sisyphus, a story by the existential thinker Albert Camus, he tells us about a guy, Sisyphus, who's cursed by the gods to push a boulder up a hill, only to find this boulder rolling back before reaching the summit, and he is cursed to do that for eternity. The gym here is your boulder. You choose to push it not for outcome, but for meaning in the doing. In pushing, you find meaning. Like Sisyphus, you're not cursed. You're free. You can walk away at any time, but you don't. And by choosing the grind, choosing the effort, in that choice, you create meaning where there was none. This is existential fitness. Sisyphus doesn't have to push the boulder, the rock, but he does. The universe doesn't assign you any meaning. It drops a bar at your feet and walks away. Either you lift it or not. Jean-Paul Sartre said that man is condemned to be free, and freedom is heavy. Freedom has a heavy weight. It consists of waking up early, making sacrifices, finding time to exercise when you don't have time, or when you're tired or not feeling like it. It takes a lot of sacrifice. The weight of freedom is heavy. You don't chase a calling, you create a calling. The weight doesn't lift itself, but you can lift the weight. You are disconnected everywhere. You scroll, you tap, you argue in the comment section. You are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Existentialists call this alienation. But the gym is one of those places one of those sacred places when you feel one with your body, when you feel present by choice, when you're under a bar or when you're doing any physical exercise, you are by choice choosing to be present. You are resisting. This is an act of resistance, a heroic act of resistance, looking at it from the existentialist point of view. Speaking of the absurd, you train knowing that it is pointless, and that's what makes it powerful. There's no afterlife for abs. There's no reward ceremony for squats. But you keep lifting, you keep failing, you keep sweating, you keep doing those things over and over again. Not because it matters, but because you choose to make it matter. You decide that it matters. Camus said, "The absurd hero is the one who chooses anyway, and that's you." You train knowing that the world doesn't care. And that's exactly what gives your effort meaning. Sisyphus chooses to push the rock, not because it matters, but because he chooses to make it matter. The best thing about existential fitness is that it is precisely for people who doubt themselves, for people who think that it is not for them, people that think that it is not their essence to be strong and accept their weakness, accept their unhealthy habits, accept their fate. Existential fitness comes here and tells us that no, existence precedes essence. You exist, and then through your choices and your decisions, you create your purpose. And my purpose that I created from these three existential fitness and stoicism and eudaimonia, these three episodes under the banner of mental health and fitness, a philosophical journey, is to shed the light on the importance of fitness using three different philosophical lenses. And I hope you enjoyed it. You can rewatch it, and I'll see you next time.